Hi, in this video I will make a comparison between two Panasonic Ultra HD Blu-ray players, DP-UB820 and DP-UB450. As of the time of making this review, UB820 is available for £329 and UB450 for £179. Can UB820 justify £150 higher price tag? Let's find it out. UB450 was announced at CES back in January, but it became available only last month. Together with UB820 and flagship UB9000, these are among the very few Ultra HD Blu-ray players on the market that support both Dolby Vision and HDR10 Plus dynamic metadata HDR formats, along with HDR10 and HLG. Players also support all important audio formats and are backward compatible with CDs, DVDs, standard Blu-rays and 3D Blu-rays. In the design department, it is obvious that UB820 is in a completely different category. It is bigger, more elegant and has a dimmable display on the front side. The housing is very sensitive to dust and fingerprints, and it doesn't feel as sturdy as I would prefer, but no doubt that it would fit nicely in every living room. UB450 on the other hand is a compact unit with a matte plastic front, metal cover and an exposed disc tray. Also exposed is one USB port, the only one on this unit, and next to it is infrared receiver and a status LED. The red LED works only when the unit is powered up. In standby it is turned off. Quite the opposite from how this is usually implemented, and too bad you cannot turn it off completely within the settings menu. Coming to the back side, what both players have in common are dual HDMI outputs and an Ethernet port. UB450 has coaxial digital audio output and a DC connector, as you will get an external AC-DC adapter. UB820 has an AC in, so no external adapter, 7.1 analog output, Toslink, USB 3.0 plus one USB 2.0 in the front, and a built-in Wi-Fi. On top of that, UB820 has an active cooling system, while UB450 is relying on passive cooling with openings on the back and on the side. Coming to remote controls, UB820 is a clear winner here, as its remote has that familiar ergonomics from other Panasonic's products, its layout is more spacious and it is packed with more functions. It's got a dedicated Netflix button and additional buttons to control Panasonic TVs. UB450's remote looks like something you would get with a cheap Android TV box. It has small buttons, fewer controls, and the battery cover is quite loose, so it produces annoying rattle. The menu system is designed in the same way on both players and the responsiveness is pretty much the same. Both players support Quick Start, which consumes more energy in standby, but it brings the main menu within seconds. UB820 took 20 seconds to show Fox logo on Murder on the Orient Express Ultra HD Blu-ray, while UB450 took 7 seconds more. With Quick Start disabled, the difference was much smaller. UB820 was 2 seconds faster with 38 seconds total loading time. Both players can access network places or content on a USB, but UB820 also supports network services such as YouTube, Netflix, and Prime Video. Another small difference is that UB450 has a slightly different font with more narrow letters. I personally prefer font on UB820. Coming to picture quality, here I was surprised to see both players perform exactly the same if you keep everything at the default. UB820 has Panasonic's own HCX picture processor and 4K high precision chroma processing. But after my testing, I concluded this only means more controls for tweaking picture than the actual improvements one would see straight away. I verified this with HQV Benchmark version 2.0 Blu-ray disc, as well as with UHD Blu-ray discs where I was checking same scene and taking photos of them. In terms of sharpness, color upsampling and contrast of the picture, both are at the same level. UB820 definitely has an advantage when it comes to picture fine-tuning, which can be useful if you're not satisfied with controls your TV offers. The big selling point of UB820 is HDR optimizer function that adjusts tone mapping depending on the brightness of the environment. You have different presets available if you press HDR optimizer button and also additional controls in the option menu. Both players have options to adjust deep color output to 10 or 12-bit. This is important if you notice banding in the picture, which can occur on some HDR TVs. I had such experience in the past with first HDR TVs on the market, but lately I haven't seen such issues. What I also like is the option to output HDR as SDR but in BT.2020 color space, which can be useful if your TV cannot get really bright but can display wide color gamut. In terms of sound quality, both players support bitstream output via HDMI, so the quality you will get really depends on the AV receiver and speakers you will be using. UB820 has 7.1 analog output if you want to connect it to a legacy AV receiver, which doesn't have digital inputs, so this could be a plus to some. I was only using HDMI output and didn't have any issue with getting lossless audio to the LG TV and Denon AVRs. I don't have anything negative to say about Playback on both units. They correctly detected every UHD Blu-ray disc, HDR10 or Dolby Vision, and same goes for CDs, DVDs and Blu-rays. Built-in media player supports a wide array of different formats, including DSD, FLAC, Apple Lossless and so on, and it performs faster on the UB820. During this playback and chapter change, both players produced an equal level of noise, which I would describe as not disturbing. The noise of tray opening and closing was also similar. Here is the audio for you to hear. Both players performed really well during this test. If you're looking for an affordable UHD Blu-ray player with Dolby Vision and HDR10+, and you don't need a front display and advanced controls for picture tweaking, then UB450 will be a great choice. UB820 justifies its higher price by having a more elegant design, front display, better connectivity, built-in Wi-Fi, better remote, and an excellent array of picture controls, which are especially useful for tweaking HDR. For me, these are the reasons why I ended up buying UB820. But now that I've tested them both, if I was not a reviewer, I would also be very satisfied with UB450. And that's all. Big thanks to Panasonic representative office in Croatia for lending me UB450 for this extended testing period. Check links in the description for more details and let me know which player would you pick. See you in my next video and have a great day.